The story starts with young Hina witnessing her mom getting sucked into a mysterious black hole. Yep, straight to the point. But before disappearing, her mom drops a bombshell request: find the legendary Red Baron. And to make things weirder, she hands Hina a black orb with the number 10,000 on it. Fast forward 5 years, and Hina finds herself in the town of Arenas. She's chilling at a foot bath when she starts chatting with the locals. Turns out, she's from Fini and on a wild hunt for someone. That's when out of nowhere, a masked man pops up like a sneaky ninja. The other girls run away, probably thinking he's after their wallets. But nope, the masked man wants Hina's money and starts touching her like he's shopping for bargains. Hina freaks out and makes a run for it, but Masked McCreep doesn't give up. Lucky for her, a cool-looking woman named Nana Basler steps in and slaps the guy silly. Turns out the masked man's name is Licht. Nana tries to apologize for his behavior, but Licht's only concern is the food situation. Nana's all like, "Hey, what happened to the money I gave you for errands?" Licht tries to dodge the question, but Nana ain't having it. She threatens to give him a punishment, and boy, does Hina get a good laugh out of it. Nana is puzzled by Hina's reaction, so Hina introduces herself, leaving Nana amazed by her rare kanji name. They bond over their shared mission of searching for someone, thanks to their dear departed moms. But when Nana mentions the abyss, Hina is confused and asks her for more information. Nana spills the beans and explains that everyone in Althea is born with a number counter, which is basically their life meter, and that the person with the lower number must obey the person with the higher number or they will get punished like a pinata. Meanwhile, Licht tries to sneak some food on the sly. As if that's not enough, Hina decides to share her count with the world, and wouldn't you know it, Licht magically appears, hoping for a peek at her plot. Nana ain't having any of that nonsense and shuts him down, literally knocking some sense into him. The other girls join in, giving him a good kicking for his gropey antics. They turn bro into a football. As the chaos settles, Hina brings up the legendary Red Baron, but poor Licht is as clueless as a goldfish. As Nana and Licht both claim ignorance about the legendary Red Baron, Hina's heart sinks, and she thinks about leaving the city. But just as she's about to hit the road, fate throws another curveball her way. Enter Davy, a soldier who boldly proclaims himself as the legendary Red Baron. This guy is sus. He insists that he must be the person Hina has been searching for all these long agonizing 5 years. Hina can't believe her luck and joyfully declares that she has finally found him. This is definitely a trap. With their fateful encounter, Davy decides to take Hina to his guardhouse, accompanied by his trusty henchmen. Meanwhile, at the guardhouse, we find Licht chilling and sipping on a drink with his trusty mask still on. Nana tells him that there's an imposter out there pretending to be the legendary Red Baron, scamming people and pulling awful stunts on innocent girls. Oh boy, Licht isn't gonna let that slide. He immediately embarks on a mission to find Hina and save her from this mess. After a brief chat with Davy, things take a weird turn. Davy starts getting handsy with Hina, touching her body while bombarding her with questions about her name and intentions. But as soon as Hina brings out the ballot, Davy and his henchmen show their true colors and turn hostile. They demand that Hina hands over the ballot. Not one to back down, Hina reveals her count to Davy, commanding him not to mess with her. But guess what? Davy completely disregards her order and challenges her to a twisted game called the Star Theft Bout. Poor Hina has no clue what this game is, but she's left with no choice but to accept the challenge. And as you can imagine, things go downhill real quick. Hina gets easily overwhelmed and loses to Davy, who then mocks her, commenting on how the winner gets the loser number added to their own number, while sneaking a peek at her plot. Talk about adding insult to injury. Heartbroken and confused, Hina wonders why Davy would stoop so low. And guess what? Davy has the audacity to apologize, admitting that he's not actually the real legendary Red Baron. He goes on to call Hina an idiot for believing in the existence of such a hero, and blames her for getting tangled up in this mess. But fear not, our hero Licht arrives just in the nick of time, ready to save the day. He boldly declares that he'll take on Davy in the game of the Star Theft Bout on Hina's behalf. Davy and his henchmen burst into laughter at the sight of Licht's count, but they soon realize something is off. Why hasn't Licht been swallowed up by the abyss even though his count has dropped below 0? Licht then advises Hina to stop her quest for the legendary Red Baron, revealing that they are not heroes but murderers. However, he promises to retrieve Hina's counts from Davy. Licht drops the mic, revealing his true identity as the one and only legendary Red Baron. Bro turned into a gigachat. Legend has it that during the Abandonment War, when the world was in shambles, a group of powerful heroes called the legendary Red Barons stepped up. They saved the day and brought hope back to the land. But these legendary heroes vanished into thin air, never to be seen again. They just went to get some milk. Now let's fast forward to the present time. We find Licht holding Hina in his hands, and the soldiers around them are freaking out because, well, Licht is a baron. But fear not, our buddy Davy steps in, telling everyone to chillax and suggesting that Licht must be just another phony baron like him. As if things couldn't get any crazier, 3 brave soldiers decide to charge at Licht with their swords. But guess what? Licht pulls off the ultimate vanishing act, and those poor soldiers end up crashing into the wall like a bunch of clumsy buffoons. Blood thinks he's Michael Jackson. Licht takes Hina's place in the star theft bout against Davy, determined to retrieve Hina's stolen counts. As Licht magically appears behind Davy, he can't help but wonder what's wrong with the guy. He confronts Davy, demanding the return of Hina's counts like a boss. Meanwhile, Nana and an elderly customer witness the explosion at the Althea Royal Guard's base. The old customer is baffled by the whole situation, so Nana enlightens him by revealing that Licht is known as the Flash Baron and his true count is a whopping 5,700. The old customer's mind is blown, trying to comprehend why Licht has a negative count on one hand and a massive count on the other. Nana, being the mischievous soul she is, tells the old customer that the negative count represents the number of girls who rejected him. Ouch. Davy finds himself completely outmatched by Licht's superior battle skills and combat strength. As Licht jumps higher, he apologizes to Hina for all the mayhem. But Hina, being the sweet soul she is, tells him not to get hurt and promises to prepare a feast for him. Hold up, what type of feast are we talking about here? Licht, touched by her kindness, vows to leave together with her and promises to reclaim her counts from Davy. Once Davy is defeated, Licht snatches Hina's ballot and casually mentions that he'll sell it for some quick cash. Hina, in tears, pleads with him not to leave her, but all he offers in return is a doll. Legacy points deducted. Hina can't help but exclaim that he's definitely not the hero she's been searching for. As Hina makes her way into town, she breaks down in tears and spills the whole Licht fiasco to Nana. Being the investigative soul she is, Nana inspects the doll Licht gave Hina and hands it back to her with a smile. And would you believe it? The moment Hina holds the doll, it bursts into a flurry of flowers, and lo and behold, her precious ballot is nestled inside. I guess he's a good guy after all. Naturally, Hina is left scratching her head, wondering why Licht decided to hide her ballot inside a doll. Sensing her confusion, Nana fills her in on Licht's quirky personality. Apparently, he did all of that because owning a ballot is a criminal offense. He's just trying to save Hina from getting clapped by the soldiers. What a noble crook. With newfound knowledge, Hina sets out to find Licht and confront him. And there he is, chilling in a wagon like he's on vacation. Hina pours her heart out, confessing that she's felt lonely her whole life, and Licht was the first person to bring her genuine happiness. She musters up the courage to ask him to stay with her so they can live happily ever after. But, alas, Licht crushes her dreams and decides to hit the road. As a result, his first count plummets to a devastating -1,000. Hina can't hold back her tears and hollers "You liar" as he was leaving. Just when Hina thinks the drama is over, a henchman from Davy's gang sneaks up behind her. Hello, trouble alert. But surprise, surprise, this henchman couldn't care less about Hina's ballot. In fact, he's more intrigued by Licht himself. He thanks Hina for inadvertently leading him to Licht's whereabouts after all this time. As if that wasn't ominous enough, he informs his true commander that they've got the scoop on the Flash Baron and plans to capture him. A soldier from the Althea Royal Guard barges into Nana's space, demanding to know Licht's whereabouts. Nana plays it cool, pretending she hasn't seen Licht in ages, and nonchalantly claims she had no clue he was the legendary Red Baron. The soldier lays down the law, warning Nana that if she ever finds him, she better report it pronto because, you know, he's a criminal. Once the soldier leaves the mobile tavern, Hina can't help but worry about Licht's well-being. But fear not, Nana assures her that Licht should be just fine. It's like spotting Waldo, they will never find this man. Meanwhile, in a village called Home up on the mountain, Sergeant Major Lyon of the Royal Guards is creating flyers for a children's playground. Just when she's knee-deep in her creative process, her trusty subordinate, Peel Poporo, barges into her office with some news from the Royal Guards. But Lyon, being the count-obsessed Sergeant Major she is, brushes him off and tells him to focus on their volunteer work first. She's got counts to rack up, you feel me? As they began their volunteer work, Lyon stumbles upon some villagers who needs help. Naturally, she springs into action, ready to save the day and, of course, boost her count in the process. Once their volunteer mission comes to an end, Peel finally spills the beans about the report he received. The Royal Guards have issued an order to capture a certain criminal known as the legendary Red Baron. Lyon's a little clueless about the legend, but Peel enlightens her, revealing that this legendary figure is supposedly a hero from 300 years ago. But hold up, as luck would have it, they spot a masked man in a pudding costume just standing there like a quirky mascot. Inspired by the description of the legendary Red Baron, Lyon leaps into action and captures the unsuspecting masked man. But surprise, surprise, he claims he's not Licht, but someone named Pudding with a count of -1000, lamenting his failures in the realm of love. Peel suggests that they should assist Pudding, seeing it as the perfect opportunity for Lyon to boost her count. Lyon disagrees, but Licht throws in a curveball and proposes a date with her while crying. Looks like Lyon has no choice but to do this date. Oh boy, get ready for a wild and wacky date between Lyon and Licht. They hold hands, sit together, drink together, and even take a romantic stroll on the bridge, all under the brilliant ideas of Peel. But wait, things take a scandalous turn when Peel suggests they do that special couple stuff together. And just like that, Licht goes from charming to a pervert, launching into some serious harassment mode. Grows a menace. As her count starts to skyrocket, Lyon puts her foot down and declares that she's not ready for that kind of action. Well, that escalated quickly. Suddenly, Peel's demeanor does a complete 180, and he announces that he's tired of all this fooling around. He points out the obvious, that Licht's -1000 count must mean he's a ballot holder. After all, there's no way he'd still be breathing if his count was truly -1000. Lyon, finally connecting the dots, snatches Licht's mask and realizes that he is, in fact, the infamous legendary Red Baron from the wanted poster. Oh my god, we are so shocked, right guys? But Peel, being Peel, can't help but call Lyon out for being so slow on figuring this out, which understandably ticks her off. With tensions rising, Licht grabs Lyon's saber and mocks her, claiming she's powerless without her weapon. But Lyon, being the genius she is, reveals that Licht has miscalculated. You see, her signature move isn't swordsmanship, it's good old-fashioned physical combat. And boy, does she prove it. With a mighty kick, she obliterates a tree, showcasing her true power. She then announces that she'll capture Licht by kicking him into submission. He probably would enjoy that. But wait, there's more. As Lyon goes full on kicking mode, Peel can't help but notice that her plot is peeking out during all the action. Talk about an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction. Both Licht and Peel find her reaction amusing, wondering why she's so surprised when she's wearing a miniskirt. And just when things couldn't get any more outrageous, Licht decides to drop a love confession on Lyon, claiming that she has melted his heart. Lyon can't help but blush at the declaration, but Peel doesn't care. Lyon, playing along, tells Licht that she accepts his proposal and even throws in a condition. If he takes responsibility, she'll definitely marry him. Meanwhile, in the town of Arenas, Hina is busy working her part-time job at Nana's workplace. Hina, eager to know when they'll start the search for Licht, bombards Nana with questions. But Nana, cool as a cucumber, assures her that there's no rush and that Licht will be just fine. Little do they know, a lieutenant named Murdoch is hot on their trail, interrogating Nana to uncover Licht's whereabouts. Nana, trying to play innocent, denies having any knowledge of Licht's whereabouts. But Jail, with his metal ability, locks her legs as a warning, declaring that he won't let any liar trick him. Nana, feeling the pressure, spills that Licht went east, though Jail insists that he actually went west. In a fit of a calm rage, Jail destroys the mobile tavern and retreats to his wagon, ordering his soldiers to find and capture Licht. As Jail Murdoch marches off to the west, Hina and Nana rise from the ground, utterly confused. Hina bombards Nana with questions, desperate to know what just happened and what Jail's deal is. Nana, ever the wise one, explains that Jail must be a ballot holder, a special breed of folks who derive their power directly from the ballot itself. These ballots grant users immense strength based on their counts. Hina's eyes widen as she realizes the potential threats these ballots possess and finally understands why the Althea Royal Guards acted so hostile when she revealed her ballot earlier. It's all starting to make sense now. Meanwhile, in home, Lyon continues her volunteer work, but deep down, she's bummed out that Licht managed to escape earlier. Peel, curious as ever, asks Lyon what she wants if she successfully captures Licht. And oh boy, Lyon has dreams of promotion. She wants to be bumped up to the rank of lieutenant so she can ditch her current harassment uniform for something better. Peel, always the mischievous one, can't help but tease her, wondering if she'd prefer a waitress outfit or maybe even a sussy sadistic costume. But Lyon puts her foot down, insisting that she wants a cool pair of long pants. After all, fashion matters, even in the midst of capturing criminals. Once the uniform discussion wraps up, Lyon and Peel continue their volunteer work. But it's not long before Peel's laziness kicks in, leaving Lyon to pick up the slack. Frustrated, Lyon searches for someone else to lend a hand. Just when she least expects it, Licht reappears, offering his assistance. And so, the chase begins through the village, but thanks to some hilarious misunderstandings, the villagers thinks they are flirting. Lyon, desperately denying any romantic involvement, finds herself bombarded with questions. But Licht, being the cheeky soul he is, asks her why she revealed her plot if they aren't in a relationship. The villagers chime in, claiming they've seen Lyon's plot more times than they can count. Oh, the joys of small-town gossip. And just like that, Licht escapes again. Meanwhile, Hina comes to a decision. She must warn Licht about Jail's pursuit. But before they can set off to the west, they need to rebuild Nana's wagon. Sensing Hina's determination, Nana proposes an idea. Once the wagon is rebuilt, Hina can become her employee. Hina eagerly accepts the offer, promising to do her best in her new role. The last number of your like is who powers you get. Comment who you got. Don't forget to subscribe for more anime recaps.